conspirators, in my opinion.
Did this meeting change your opinion of Erika? And also, is any part of you now, or in general, maybe not even now, maybe before, like, you know, I'll get the trolls for this question, but I think it's a valid question. Like, do you feel like you're the same? Like, is Erika the same as you guys? Is Erika a victim of Tom, just like you and just like, yeah, Kathy, you?
Okay, so no. Erika and I are not like the other victims because we benefited from Tom's power and money. Now, I wasn't married to him, so I'm not trying to put myself in the same category as Erika, but having benefited to some degree, I know how I feel about it. I know that I feel terrible. I say all the time, like, do I throw stuff away that Tom bought me? Do I keep that stuff? Is it like, is it like a Ouija board? Should I be worried if it's got bad vibes on it? Because when I got it, there were some point where I thought they were stealing my friend Kathy's family's money. And so, her and I would joke around like that they paid for it. But I didn't know it was for decades from everybody and it was as bad as it was or whatever. Now it's just a full crime scene. It's like everything has blood on its hands, I saved every first class ticket for every flight I've ever been on because to me it was, my brother's a pilot. Like, to fly is an honor. It's a privilege. It's not a right. And it's a dream to jump on a plane and be in first class and, go all these places constantly. I mean, that's a lot of people would do anything to have the ability to be able to do that on a regular basis and stay at the Four Seasons or the Ritz or whatever. So me and Erika or anyone else who benefited from Tom, it's different. Does that mean we're not victims in any way? No, it doesn't. We are victims in our own right, in our own varying degrees. Is my son a victim? Yes. He didn't do anything. He didn't benefit from Tom. He's dead. He did not get justice in any way, shape, or form. So he's a victim, and he's in more of a category of like the Ruigomez family or Josie Hernandez, or the other people in Tom's indictment. They're genuine victims. And even among those victims, there's victims who their cases weren't handled properly. There are victims whose money was actually stolen. And, there are victims who are left holding the bag when the law firm blew up and they had to go get another lawyer. So I think it's not, everyone wants to, put this in a neat little package and tie a bow. And this thing is a clusterfuck, for lack of a better word. It just is. It's messy. It's just not an easy thing. But Erika is a victim in her own way. It's hard to see her as a victim oftentimes because of the way she acts. Certainly in that moment when I hugged her and when we were all talking, and I mean, literally like seeing her look them in the eyes and say, I'm sorry. I mean, thank you, Erika, really, because it does matter to say those things to people who've been wronged over and over again. It does make a difference. It really does.
Did she get emotional at this meeting?
Like I said, her facade was melted. I don't know. I get emotional really easy now because I lost a son. So, I can cry on a moment's notice if we're talking about death or something, that maybe no one even realizes reminds me of my son's death or whatever. But, I definitely saw a softer side of Erika, a more human side. And it was appreciated by everybody in the room. Nobody left that day feeling used.
Well, that's important. And I do look, I'm not a proponent. Well, I'm not a proponent here of Erika, even though it makes, but like, I do think it is messy as well. Like, when she says things like, legally, if I make a statement, yes, I agree. There's a lot of tone deaf stuff over the course of, but, legally, I can't make a statement. And I mean, is it possible that like two things can be true where it's like, well, I have all this, like you said, there's blood on everything, but if I didn't know any of this and these things are mine, I mean, I could see it all the ways, right? Like, I could feel for all the victims and I could truly be sorry, but this is mine. I mean, it was.
Well, and everyone in the room had been divorced. We're all women. So that's the other thing. I mean, this meeting was all female. We're talking about female power, all women over 50. The older women get, the saucier sassier we can be. And the more like real people are, because you've lived some life and you really don't, you don't have time to fucking play around here. So the conversations, were really open and real. And everybody wasn't just like, and people will see this when they see the interview, that people were just not, kissing Erika's ass, like, oh yay, we're so happy. People said, I had someone ask me, why is my Facebook, one of my pics of all of us at the event. Well, I'm very proud of the event. I am enormously proud to have had anything to do with putting the victims together with Erika, for them to hear I'm sorry from somebody who, is at the heart of this. Whether people want to think she knew or blame her for any of it, or blaming her for spending a lot of money or whatever, she was married to Tom and is still married to him. And to have her say those words really made a difference. So, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, it's sort of, I guess, like a season of a reality show. Gotta wait and see what happens.
Right. And like, based on what you went through, Kathy, the other victims, I doubt that anyone's there saying, oh my gosh, this is our photo opportunity. We have the celebrity Erika Jayne coming today. I mean, I
Nobody
don't think
saw it
that's
like that at all. We were all
right.
like, oh, thank God she's being nice to your mom in the wheelchair. I mean, that was the kind of comments we were making. Nobody was like, oh my God, this is my favorite. First of all, we're all women over 50. Getting your photo taken, being in the spotlight is very nerve-wracking and makes you feel, not good enough, not pretty enough, not thin enough, not whatever enough. That's what we're all really thinking is, do we look like shit? Do we have 3 chins? How bad are our wrinkles look in this bright light? No one was thinking about Erika per se. Like, it was an empowering moment for Josie, Nancy, Kathy, and myself, because we also were trying to represent a lot of victims, to try to give some kind of like hope that we wouldn't just continue for another season to just hear negative things about Erika and the victims. So to us, it was more about what we were trying to do, to put the focus on the real bad guys who've done this to all these people, not so much about like Erika being famous. The only part about the famous element is the fact that her